Today, we're going to have a look at a light that is so much more than I thought it would be. Alright, first look at the Acebeam L16. We did get a nice sturdy box that's got some decent graphics on it and a lot of useful information. Right here along this outside edge, I see probably the most important things I would want to know about the light. 5-year warranty along with all of our output specs. Did come with a decent holster. It's not super high quality, but it's pretty good for a light this size. It's the kind of plasticky woven material and single stitching, but the strap on it's really good. Kind of a credit card like warranty card. The place that I first noticed there was something a little bit different about this light was right here. I know that seems a little bit dramatic, but it really is. When you first pick it up, it feels really good in your hands. I think it's that finish. It's kind of a matte black, and it's got just nearly a textured feel. Not a rough feel, but almost soft somehow. Every single edge from tip to tail is covered perfectly with that finish too. The corners here are rounded over just slightly so that it doesn't chip as easily. I can't find one pinprick on this thing. Looking at the design, they've put some thought into that too. This light really looks like something. I like the way the switch is right there. I like the contrast of the bezel and that switch. The knurling on it is really good, nice and sticky. It doesn't stop there either. Looking at the swirl marks on this tail cap, and then even at the very end, we've got some design right there, even around the tail switch. Nice looking lanyard ring, sturdy removable pocket clip. Something else I noticed is there's absolutely no battery rattle. No rattle of any kind. The switch, the battery, nothing. Looking down the barrel, I'm pretty sure that's an aluminum bezel and not stainless, so that's going to keep the weight down. It's anodized. There's some threading inside of it, which I'm not sure what that's for unless they offer a diffuser or something. We've got our AR coated lens and a nice smooth reflector. No blemishes. That LED is Cree XHP35 High Intensity. That is a 12-volt emitter, 4 dyes laced side by side with no cross in the middle, and it's powered by a single 3.7-volt cell, which is really incredible to me. I'll tell you how incredible is I couldn't keep that LED in this size host and mod it and get any better than that. Did also get our USB charging cable and a pretty hefty lanyard. Having a look at our threads, I mean, they are absolutely perfect. They're not anodized, but they're as smooth as glass. They're a square thread. Something else I like seeing is that nice fat O-ring. Most of the time lights you get from China are 1mm O-rings, and that thing is thick enough you could make a lead rope for a horse with it. Looking at the other end, I see a nice, fat, stiff, gold-plated spring. If you're wondering about that extra hardware there, that's to do with the user interface. The UI on this one is a dual switch. We have a front switch here, but we also have a tail switch. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of that kind of user interface, but their execution here is really good. For the tail switch, we get turbo. Nothing but turbo. Always turbo. For the front switch, we also have a one-click on, one-click off, another of my favorites. If we press and hold, we'll cycle through the 4 modes, Firefly through high. We can also get turbo by double-clicking this switch here or by triple clicking we get Strobe. In 2017, it is not easy for manufacturers to come up with creative new ideas, but I'll say for me, Acebeam really nailed it with this, and the biggest thing to me is how the user interface engages the light. I get lights all the time that say tactical flashlight on them, and very few of them really are, in my opinion, because when you hit the tail switch, there's no telling what you're going to get. You'll get high and medium and strobe and something else, but I love the fact that no matter what, when you push this switch right here, you will always get exactly the same thing. I also love it that I have off from this switch, that I don't have to use this. I did test the output of our light, and these are the numbers that I got. I have to say I was actually expecting just a little bit more, the factory claim being 2000, so I tested the light multiple times to make sure I hadn't just made a mistake, and I even used different batteries. I tested it on the house brand 3100 milliamp cell, and I also tested it on my own Sony VTC6 cell, and I got about the same thing each time. Out of curiosity, I checked the current at the tail cap on this light, and it was around 6 amps on turbo. I did get a turbo timer with this light, but it wasn't to clear out at like the 5-minute mark, which typically it's at around the 1-minute mark with most small lights. Even after the output drop, I still had over 700 lumens. Here's what the instructions say you can expect for run times. The USB charging port's fairly inconspicuous. Red for charging. Green, you're done. The beam of the L16 is amazing. For a light this size, it feels so powerful, and it's really soft, very smooth, a good tight hot spot. Bright spill, and very little corona, which I actually prefer. Even around the very outside edges, it's flawless. There's no flowery look from the crenulated bezel. Of all of the production lights I own that are this size, this is probably one of the best throwers. It's factory rated at over 90,000 lux at 1 meter, which nearly rivals my custom C8 at 130K. This is the C8 I showed how to make a few videos back, 130K lux. Now the L16. Even though the C8 tests higher for lux, it seems like visibility is better at this range with the L16. If you have an Acebeam flashlight of your own, be sure to let us know what you think of it. For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Good lucks.